Shalom, shalom. This is Brother Mawad coming to you again on the highway and byway. Bringing you this gospel from truth to everybody open back to natural and so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. To warn the 2/3 of our people that the end is near. The return of our Lord, the Mashiach, is near, which means what? The rulers of this earth are going to get put into slavery real soon. Okay, they're going to fall, which is the Edomites, Esau, so-called white man. Before we get started here, let's turn to the east. Give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakadash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, likewise, brothers, full of the truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep and two brothers and sisters tuning in. Shalom. Well, we just got done with what Thanksgiving, okay, and those who could celebrate it, okay, out in the world, you know, if they got their SNAP benefits, you know, in time, okay, they did just that. And what you have right now is Christmas, okay, that's coming up, and you have these people trying to fake the mirth, so to speak. They're faking the mirth, okay? Deep down, they know that something is wrong with this place, that this place is going down. They don't feel a sense of security anymore like how they did before, and they're actually losing faith and trust in the so-called white man and his ability, okay, to provide for them, okay? Let's take a minute and let's talk about what's going on globally. As always, you have the conflict that's going on over there in Ukraine. There's a lot of things that's going on. They're talking about some peace deal. You know, there's no peace, you know, until Yahweh Shai sent his only begotten son, the Mashiach, to return to bring out that everlasting peace on this earth, okay, by taking down who? The devil that the Bible speaks of, which is Esau, the so-called white man, okay? You have the Epstein files being exposed out there. We see what? The king of Babylon, okay, is a cocksucker, a straight-up cocksucker. Literally, a true cocksucker. What else you have going on? As always, Babylon is delving into wickedness, you know, faking the funk of pretending like there's going to be a happy, joyous Christmas coming. When in reality, and brothers are putting up videos, including myself, we put up one last night. We're seeing these factories are being closed down because, you know, Bill Gates is buying up all of the farmlands and all of these factories, you know, the processed food, you know, especially meats, because they want you to eat 3D printed meat. Basically, they want you to eat abomination. They can put anything inside there. People, carcasses. They can put, you know, pork, shit. I mean, just about any doggone thing inside these 3D meat processing, you know, plants that they're looking to say that they're going to substitute the place of what the Yahweh Shai is placed on this earth for us to eat. That's a delicacy, which is what? Animals, okay? Animals, okay? So you're seeing right now the people they're in distress. That murder is starting to go away. Layoff after layoff after layoff. And, you know, people are trying to save face by trying to even spend the last remaining of their money, you know, to have this Christmas. So Lil Susie and Bobby and Mikey, you know, and in the case of Jake's, you know, Trevor and Shaquisha are going to have some type of present. But let's go into the scriptures here, because, as always, everything is written, okay, for our learning and for also to profit us, you know, if you actually pay attention to this. This is the book of James 4 and 7, verse 4 reads, "Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not the friendship of the world is enmity with power? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of power." All right, you got these camps out here, these spineless little niggas, okay? I think there's one group called Genesis, and you get some of these other ones that some way, somehow, they don't believe in what they're preaching, or they're now backsliding on what they was preaching before, in which they're trying to, you know, bring all of the other tribes in on our inheritance. You know, they're right now tucking their dick between their tail or between their asshole. You know, because right now you have this, they have this fear of the so-called white man coming down, okay, with great wrath on top of them. Well, you know, he's going to come down with great wrath, but if you are a follower of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, a follower of the Mashiach, and you have that faith, because this is all faith-based, then you would know what? We're going to be protected from all of that. We get to laugh when people are starving. We get to laugh when people are falling, are catching hell out here. We get to laugh at these doggone hard-headed, haughty women, okay, these whores, okay, that are out of order. We get to laugh at these little bitch-ass doggone men that can't walk around and be a king that they're supposed to be. They don't sign up for any doggone type of order. So if you're accepted into this world, that means you're accepting homosexuality or sodomy. You're accepting all the pagan holidays, which is why you're so worried about the fact that you can't buy gifts and all this bullshit. Okay, you accept with the image that you need to portray in this world. Okay, the status quo, and that's how you get accepted. So if you are accepted by the world because you meet all those criteria, then you're not somebody that the Lord Yahweh Shah wants to deal with, who the word ignorantly called God and Jesus. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 54, verse 14. Okay, because again, like I said, the people out here in the world, they look at you with wicked eyes. Now, one, these people driving their metal coffin will look and say, you know what, this here, even though it's being shown to you out there in the world, okay, that the MOTB, which is RFID microchip, that's going to be a mandatory, okay, requirement real soon. They're looking at it, they drive by because they think, oh, well, you know, I'm not being hunted down to go thrown into one of those internment camps. Okay, I still got food to eat. I still got buddies to go to. Okay, they live in their dog. Again, people are very comfortable when they have their head up their doggone ass. They don't understand reality. And that reality check is coming to a lot of people out here. Like I put that lesson up last night, talking about, you know, like raindrops before the flood. This is how problems is coming here, and how the plagues and how the judgment of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, it's coming here on Great Babylon, America. It's coming like raindrops, very slow. In certain areas, it's going to have more heavier rain than raindrops than others. So people, you know, they think they have a lot of time. They're not anxious, you know, as far as, you know, repenting. You know, they're not moving, okay, with fear of Yahweh Shema Shai. What they are is they just concerned if the so-called white man of Esau can continue to keep things afloat, and he's doing a horrible job with it. Okay, this is Isaiah 54. And Psalms 14 reads, in righteousness shall thou be established, thou shalt be far from oppression, for thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee. Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Okay, so bottom line is, unless the Lord has set any one of us up, and we believe that we are the true men of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, we truly believe, okay, that we have the 100% truth, okay, starting with the elders, okay, and the bishops and priests from Great Millstone, all the way down to the elder brothers, all the way down to men like myself who are, you know, teaching the same exact thing, you know, that was taught by the elders, who were taught by their elders, okay. But what you see here is, unless the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai has put a particular judgment that's going to be on you, there is nothing that this doggone man can do. So why walk around in fear, man? Why walk around in fear? These people are doggone scared, man. Okay, brothers go in the highway and the byway by themselves. They go with a group. You stand here, right there, where all these cars are driving by every single doggone day. Okay, on the main street. Okay, and you stare them in their metal coffin on wheels. Okay, and they don't do anything except drive by and think, who's that crazy guy standing up there? Because it hasn't affected them yet. Those raindrops haven't fallen on these people yet. And I can tell you right now, with El Paso, okay, the Latinos and Hispanics out here, the proudest you would ever see in any doggone place else. So that they really, really, truly believe that they're safe, okay, from the problems that their brothers and sisters are catching in these other states, okay, because some doggone fat pot belly friggin' cracker bitch is gonna call ice on your ass and get to drop it down on your ass, okay? Let's continue, and it says, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. So when you come and you're speaking against the ministry, when you're speaking against the prophecies, okay, that's why you have other brothers that goes and they look at the videos of these other wolves out there in sheep clothing who are deceiving the people out there, who are deceiving the masses, who are preaching, okay, ill doctrine, so to speak, okay, and bringing out for that correction. And the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai set up men who have that ability, who have that kind of knowledge to do those type of things. The rest of us, you know, might not have that ability to go as in depth as, say, you know, the elder brothers or the bishops or the apostles, okay, who have been given this truth to bring out no matter what, and to always defend the gospel. Okay, so they go into a little bit deeper than we do, but all brothers do defend the gospel because we all teach what is taught to us. It says, "This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord Yahweh Shai, and the righteousness is of me," said the Lord Yahweh Shai. So the Lord created the weapons that kills. He creates the food that you eat. Okay, all the evil on this earth, the Lord Yahweh Shai created. He created the wicked for the day of destruction. So at the end of the doggone day, if unless He put you, okay, in the crosshair to be judged like that, there's not a damn thing for us to worry about. We already know, okay, through this walk, you're going to be tempted. You're going to have people come up against you. You might be by yourself. You might not be able to, you have demons that are going to come up on you. You wake up in the morning time, you're fighting demons. You go to bed, you're fighting demons. You walk throughout the daytime, you're fighting demons. And that's just only in your head. Okay, that's only in your head. Then you have to deal with these people on the outside. Okay, you walk amongst these people. You interact with these people who are absolutely clueless. Okay, of the things that is happening. Even though you have, 10,000 TV channels or internet channels right now that these people can look at, there are men that don't even sit down and even watch one news headline or one thing that has to do with what's taking place here in America. They're so concerned about sports or some other bullshit, okay, grab-ass crap, things that have no value. They're not being men in their own household. They're not being watchmen. It's amazing. It's hard to believe that there are people like that. Okay, so we should consider ourselves to be, in a good state that the Lord Yahweh Shai woke us up out of those things. And these people, they drive around, they think that they're better than you because you stand up here and do this, not understanding that when it comes down to it, when all of this is taken, when the roads get shut down, when they bring the martial law in, okay, when they start flying the doggone military drones overhead, when they start putting these Gurkha troops and these robots in the street, when they bring these foreign troops over here, okay, to keep the American people in check, when there's no more food, okay, no more rights that you have, and the Lord Yahweh Shai is working with His chosen people, then they can realize and see the true value, okay, that the men of the Lord are being out here on the highway and the byway trying to warn them. But for right now, there's no value in it for them. Okay, let's go into Mark 10 and starting with verse 17. Okay, Mark 10 and starting with verse 17. And it reads, we got black and red letter. Okay, of course you know the red letter. Okay, so Mashiach speaking. It reads, it says, "And when He was going forth in the way, there came one running and kneeled to Him and asked Him, 'Good Master, what shall I do that I may inherit eternal life?' And Yahushua said unto him, 'Why callest thou me good? There's none good but one, that is power.'" Okay, so He said the Father is good. Like, why you calling me good? Okay, so Yahushua already knew He was Adam. He knew He was Isaac. He knew He was King Solomon. He already knew what happened. He did in those life. Okay, so he corrected him. He said, "Thou knowest the commandments: do not commit adultery, do not kill, do not steal, do not bear false witness, do not defraud not, honor thy father and mother." And he answered and said unto him, "Master, all these I have observed from my youth." Then Yahushua, beholding him, loved him, and said unto him, "One thing thou lackest: go thy way, sell whatsoever thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and take up the cross and follow me." So he said, look, it's good to talk all these things, it's good to be all this good, when you have everything going for you. But why don't you part with those riches of the world, getting all these accolades, people like you, who you are and all that stuff, okay, and pick up your cross and do the work. And this here wasn't something that he was looking to hear, as it says, "And he was sad at that saying, and went away grieved, for he had great possessions. And Yahushua looked around about and said unto his disciples, How highly shall they that have riches enter into the kingdom of power? And the disciples were astonished at his words. But Yahushua answered again and said unto them, Children, how hard is it for them that trust in riches to enter into the kingdom of power? It is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of power." What comes with riches? When you are rich, when I say rich, I don't mean like you have, good savings and all that stuff. I'm talking like you rich. Okay, you rich. Okay, you rich, and a lot of time with wealth comes what, a sense of power, you know, you have adulation. People can see it. So this guy probably was one of those guys that, you know, he had the wealth. He was well known. Everybody knew he was rich, you know. And of course, he had to act like a gentleman. You know, he probably had businesses or whatever, business like that. And what came with that richness, of course, is being popular, being renowned, being respected. And to give up all of that, and he knew that the people that he had in his life, okay, they were phony. They were only dealing with him because he had wealth. And he didn't want to give that up. So here it is here in this world, you're not going to have rich jakes, okay, wealthy jakes that are going to humble them, give all of that up to humble themselves to come out of stand out here in ice cold. You know, you have arthritis, you have rheumatoid arthritis, all kinds of issues going. But you stand out in the cold, rain, sleet, sunshine, heat, whatever it is, and bear the pain on your body to do the ministry, to do what you were commanded to do, which is go out in the highway and the byway. Okay, and you only have the true men of the Lord that are willing to brave these type of elements to go and do this work. I could have very well easily have sat aside to warm by the fireplace and just do an indoor camp. The only time you would see me do an indoor camp is either it's an environmental issue like this, dust, so much dust is blowing like that it's going to make me sick or something like that. You know, but other than that, I'll deal with the cold and deal with you know, the things that come associated with it. Likewise, we got these from our elders. Okay, they go out there, still in there, they're going in their elderly age, going up there, doing braving cold ass weather, man, out there in Buffalo, out there in Chicago, you know, out there in New York and New Jersey and stuff like that. So how much more so our younger brothers like myself? Okay, even though I'm not as young, that young, I'm not gonna reveal my age, but you understand what I'm saying. There's you know, you understand. Okay, let's go into Luke 16 and 13. Let's talk about the fact that if you love serving the Lord, Yahweh Shai, you're going to hate serving Esau. At the end of the day, yes, we're still in this world and things are still functioning, and by no means anybody should go and sabotage your own life. That would be stupid and unwise. Okay, we're leaders, so what? You make proper decision. You gotta walk in wisdom. All right, but at the same time, in the back of your mind, and people can tell in your spirit that you're not really into the world as they are, and sometimes that could impact people around you. Okay, but you go into Luke 16 and 13, it reads, "No servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or else he will hold on to one and despise the other. You cannot serve power and mammon." These young men that are out there that are changing up the doctrine, you know, for the sake of either being liked by Esau or hope to get some type of mercy, forgetting or not understanding or didn't remember the fact that Esau is controlled by Yahweh Shai. Man's going is out of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Who woke me up this morning? Yahweh Shai. Okay? Who gave me the energy to get dressed? Yahweh Shai. Who put the spirit in me to come out here despite how cold it is? Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So at the end of the day, you are going to do exactly what Yahweh Shai wants you to do, whether you know it or not. Okay? At the end of the day, you have to think about that. So bottom line is, if he tells you he's going to protect you from Esau, just go there and go do what you got to do. If he tells you you're going to get the servant is not greater than the master, that they're going to persecute you the same way they did to him, then you have to go with that mindset to understand that they're going to come and kick your ass or stomp you up or beat you up or put you in a cell. You're probably going to be sick. You know, you're going to go through some hell. Look what they did to Yahweh Shai, man. If you understand what the crucifixion was all about like that, I can't even begin to imagine getting that kind of ass whooping that they gave him or what they did to him. But he did that for us. So the simplicity of us coming out here to do this work, their inclement weather, or people jeering at you, whatever the case is like that, how hard is that for us to do? Being that set us up to do something you can't do. If people come here and assault you, you call the authority. If not, you whoop their ass. It's just that simple. We're not wimps, okay? Don't ever, in your motherfucking mind, get it doggone twisted. You wouldn't believe some of the skill sets some of us have, okay? Let's go into Isaiah 31 and 3, okay? Because we can tell you right now, because we speak boldly against this doggone the devil. We don't give a shit what anyone else's opinion is, okay? Expect to walk up here and say, oh, you're speaking against the white man, you're a racist. Yeah, damn right, I'm tribalist. I'm not a racist. I'm tribalist. Okay, I'm a defender of the scriptures. Okay, and also it's to let this doggone devil know you're going into slavery. Okay, and the doggone the rest of you gonna love him. Okay, because obviously y'all serve Mammon. Y'all don't serve Yahweh Shemashai. So y'all serve that master. Y'all like that master. Y'all like your doggone oppressive master more than y'all like Yahweh Shai. That's totally different for us. Okay, so let's go into Isaiah 31 and 3, and it reads, "Now the Egyptians are man and not power, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, shall stretch out the sand, both he that is help it shall fall, and he that's hoping shall fall down, and they should all fail together." So you can help this man try to make America great again. How's that going for you, Jake? Seriously, how's it going for you? But from what I see, it's not going that damn well. I mean, literally, you go and type into Google, go do a Google search of how many doggone layoff is going on right now in the year 2025. It's sitting here, okay, that red demon, Trump, came out and said he's going to make America great again. He's going to create all these jobs, okay? And notice he's not even talking about that right now because he's not focusing. That's why he's focusing your attention, okay, on Venezuela. Okay, he's focusing your attention on trying to distract you with the ice thing. Okay, because of doggone these people have no talent. They never meant to rule. Come on, what do you expect from a doggone caveman? You think a caveman can rule anything? You really want to be ruled over by damn caveman, Jake? Come on, man. Think about it. Okay? It's a caveman. What do you think a caveman can do? Nothing. Not a damn thing. So it tells you right here like that. Okay, when you look at how America was built on the blood, okay, of the Hebrew Israelite, the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos. Okay, right now you're seeing right now when they take away all the Latinos and Hispanics of these factories or these farms or the service industry, which you're getting right now. Okay, you're not getting your money's worth. I just went on a little short trip and I visited multiple cities, and Chicago was one of them. Okay, and you can go in any restaurant you want, and me and my girl, we like to eat, so we like to dine. Okay, it's one of the things that we like to do, especially when we travel around. So this year, rather than going overseas, we decided we'll go hit that place out there. Tried out a couple supposed to be great restaurant like that, and everything is just mediocre. Everything is mediocre. So I don't know if my tastes have gone up or our tastes have gone up, or we have just experienced so much better shit in other cultures and other places, you know, as to why what's supposed to have been a 5-star restaurant in reality is best. To me, the food was worse than going to some taco truck stand. Seriously, I got better service. It's amazing, man. It's astonishing. So you know this place is done. Okay, it's just done. Okay, horrible. You know, the talent is, they're getting rid of the talent. Okay, the Edomites, they don't have no double skill. They don't have no double talent. Okay, and Jake's them, you know, they want to help them because why? Jake's who lack any type of, how do I want to say, rulership mentality. You know, they're comfortable just being handed leftovers. They're comfortable being crumbs. They're comfortable with that. Like these people actually really think that they're living, driving in their doggone truck and their doggone cars. Like, oh, look at me, look what I got. Hey, what do you actually have? What do you actually doggone have? Y'all have no clue what this doggone devil is planning before the end of 2025. Okay, and just like that, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai can have, boom, your whole life change for less than desirable than you would like it, just because you feel you're boasting in your spirit or how good you got to be under the rulership of your doggone oppressor. And you love being that way. Okay, the Lord don't like silly people, man. Like, and that's why He call us, you know, call the children of Israel sottish. Okay, you have a remnant that's going to be picked out that actually is awake right now, and those remnants is what you see right now in this ministry. Let's go to Proverbs 29 and starting with 25.
Let's talk about stuff there in Esau, and I'm talking about you big, stupid, friggin' doggone weak ass niggas, man. Okay, how the hell you could be 6'5", 7 feet? How the hell you could be 6 feet tall and that fearful? You got brothers in this at what 4'11", 4 or 5 feet tall, barely 120 pounds. Oh, you're standing up boldly, okay? Letting this man know, no, we don't appreciate you out of slavery. No, we don't appreciate the fact that you're homeless and free. No, we don't appreciate the fact that you was ass screwing and friggin' doggone our men, raping our women, our kids. The fact that you have our people right now so delusional, they believe a boy can be a girl and a girl can be a damn boy. You get these doggone butch, macho, friggin' bitches walking around completely out of order. The men are like sissies, you know, just walking around tucked in. They don't friggin' run their household, okay? And that's gonna backfire on you, Lord, you doggone man. You better get a grip. You're fucking nuts in your dick. Okay, start friggin' up on acting like you doggone get a pair, okay, and run your damn household and don't let some bitch run your damn household. Okay? Why you following the ways of a faggot devil? These doggone crackers on this doggone sign of faggots. Okay, and show it again and again. I can hold up right now, okay? And all these people can do is just look at me and amaze like, oh, he's got a problem. Yeah, I do have a problem. I do have a problem with you, doggone. I do have a problem with you, sir. Yes, I do have a problem with you. Okay? Let's go to Proverbs. Yeah, and there was a horn. I mean, a long horn, but that one. This is Proverbs 25 reads. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, should be safe. We put our trust in the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, I don't owe Esau shit. Esau, you don't owe me shit. I don't want shit from you. Okay, you're going to provide for the children of Israel. Okay, until the Lord see no need for you to do that. Okay, so yeah, you are going out factories, you are going out businesses, and you are going to provide, okay, food and water for the children of Israel. And unless the Lord set your monkey ass to go do that shit. Okay, you're going to. Okay, but we don't trust you at the end of the day because we already know that he ain't used doing it. Okay, hey, we put the work in, and we have a whole lot less than we should have right now, based on the work that we put in to 400 years or 4 centuries of hardcore brutal slavery, voted to be hung from trees, okay, lynched and shamed, okay. And it says, when you see the ruler's favor, but every man shall be coming from the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and we understand that it's not from you. It is not from you, Esau. Yeah, you can have your court system, and we already know at some point in time you're going to be bringing the men of the Lord into the court system and try to accuse us of all kinds of things, and it's going to backfire you horribly because the Lord is going to speak to his man. Okay, shut your damn mouth up. Okay, it says, an unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. So because we don't celebrate Christmas, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, we don't let no woman walk all over us and rule over us. Okay, we're going to be called chauvinistic. Okay, we're going to be called assholes. We're called false prophets. Okay, we're going to be called everything. Okay, that goes against us. The principle, okay, of this society. Okay, which is society really don't have a principle. There's no actual value or integrity. Okay, so we're being ruled by people who don't have no fucking integrity. Demons walking around and that. Look at them. That's you people are fucking useless, man. Absolutely damn useless. It's gonna be so enjoyable to watch y'all just freaking running like a doggone bunch of cockroaches, getting doggone fucked over and mowed over by this doggone man. Okay, because you think you're damn special. Okay, let's go into Job 15, and let's talk about as they start to get things off the ground. Okay, the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is going to bring them down. Okay, this is Job 15, verse 20 reads, okay, the wicked man travaileth with pain all his days, and a number of years to sit into the oppressor. So he don't know. Esau actually don't really know his time when he'll go down, but he know he has a short time. How much time? He don't know, because even the Mashiach don't know when he's gonna pop those clouds open. Okay, and using those lasers to melt the military forces in this earth when they come up against him. Okay, but we know we're measuring the time diligently because we understand, okay, that certain things have to take place first. Okay, you have to have the MOTB in particular, okay, which is going to backfire on them, creating World War III, okay, and this whole world's going to fall into chaos. So we know that at least is going to happen before the Mashiach return, because he promised us that he's going to what? He's going to sustain us through that. Okay? He's going to sustain us through that from the hour of temptation. One way or the other, his back is not going to have to bow down to the system of the great God Lord America. Okay? The dreadful sound is in his ear, and prosperity destroys shall come upon him. He believeth not that he shall return out of darkness, and he's waited for of the sword. He wandered abroad for bread, saying, where is it? He knoweth that the day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anger shall make him afraid. They shall prevail against him as a king ready to battle. Okay? For he stretched out his hand against power and strengthened himself against the Almighty. So here's a man trying to, make himself like to be the power. He wants to control your mind. He wants to control your sleep. He wants to control your walk. Okay? And they're trying to do it through their technology, which the elder brothers are always going to the technocracy of the society. How they, they're right now they're using AI, they're using robotics and all these other different things right now. Okay, as a means to now replace, okay, what has always been, okay, the functional, okay, the functions of the society or the functions of society, period, which is labor by human beings. Okay, the Lord created this earth. Okay, to be cultivated and to be ruled over by sentient beings, men, okay? Men, okay? Not robots, not machines. So some old dusty old doggone crackers can sit down in some basement playing with their funneling some doggone little puppy, okay, and some little babies, okay, while these supposed to be robots and stuff is taking care of business. That's not the case, all right? Let's go into Proverbs 3, verse 31, okay? And we always talk about the fact that you should never envy this man, because the minute you start envying, okay, your oppressor, the minute you start envying this man, what ends up happening is you set yourself up to do a lot of things that actually is not, well, it'll be convenient, but it's not conducive to righteousness. Because when you start to envy the wicked, what ends up happening is that you start to follow their ways. Their ways is wicked, it's unjust, it lacks integrity, it lacks unrighteousness. And for that reason, okay, if you understand that we were put into this position for a reason, for being disobedient children, then you will know that, okay, you have no need to envy him. Why would you envy a doggone caveman that came with a damn cave? I had to lie about his doggone, I had to lie about his self, because he don't have no damn skill set. The man now did it. He's not the Messiah. He's not the prophet. He's not the ambassador of Yahweh Shemel. He's nothing, man. Okay, he saw us get the blessing with the sword, and he's doing just that. He's utilizing the sword. Okay, to rule with. Okay, Proverbs 3 and Psalm 31 reads, "Envy down on the oppressor." Who's the oppressor? Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man. "And choose none of his ways." Okay, don't be a faggot. Don't be soft. Rule your house, okay, like a man's supposed to, okay? Put discipline where discipline's supposed to be, okay? Be righteous. Don't follow his holidays and all of his spells and his voodoo and his magic. Okay, look at each thing that this man does as a child trying to impress your ass. And really, that's what it comes down to. Is Esau really is actually trying to impress us. Really, that's what he's trying to do. You think of that. This man envies us so much, he's doing his best to try to impress us. That's why you see they're always like around, big tall jakes, stuff like that. The so-called white man, he has a penis envy, he has a size envy, all kinds of envy he has, man. Okay, so everything he does, he's trying to exalt himself above us because he's envy. He is actually envious of us. Wow, damn. That's some serious weed. Someone's smoking some serious weed here. It says, "For the fraud is an abomination to the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, for the secret is with the righteous. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but the blessed the habitation of the just." Okay? So guess who's the secret with? The secret is with the man of the Lord. Okay, imagine you've been worthy and been chosen by the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, whenever you woke up to this truth. Okay, to the truth, and you actually accepted it. Like you didn't look at it as a fairy tale or denied it or this and that. You accepted it. Wow, okay, yeah. Okay, I can see why, Deuteronomy 28 is actually, it really is about us. Okay, when you actually look into your life, you can see that, yeah, you're under curses, man. You're under curses. Come on, you think with the talent that we have, that we invented a whole lot of things, and we said we don't have a pot to piss in. When I say that, okay, I don't mean literally we don't have, a roof over our head or anything like that, but given the fact that we were over here for 4 centuries or 5 centuries and did all this work, shouldn't we at least, you know, own like cities and skyscrapers and all that stuff? We don't. Okay. So I mean, the only thing Jake has actually accomplished is that I think in every state or every city in America, I believe there's a Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. It's like whatever, man. Just to remind you of the fact that you had a coon, okay, a man so coonish, he let his people, okay, like a sheep to a slaughter, to now accept and integrate with these doggone people. I want to be equal to them, equal to a caveman. I want to be equal to a cave bitch or a fucking doggone cave child, okay? Equal to people that actually are considered lepers, okay, in the scriptures, okay, with their pasty pale skin, okay, and their inability to even walk in the sun. Okay, they created nothing, they steal every doggone thing. Okay, they lie, they murder, they cheat. But hey, you want to be equal to them. Wow. Okay, so they honor him by putting his name on everything. Let's go into this is basically talking what I was gonna go into and read, but I did it last night in the video, which is talking about in the days of Noah. Okay, what was going on? But Noah was out there preaching, basically building the ark. Okay, much in like how we are right now. Okay, building the house of David. Okay, the people mocked. The people look at something that was just too unrealistic to accept. And this is what people can't accept right now. You got men and women, and we're talking about the men because we don't give a shit about the doggone women as far as, you know, their acceptance. They're gonna fall in line when the time comes. But for you, man, you can't accept the fact that you are in fact kings. You Hispanic, you Latinos, you so-called blacks, y'all can't accept that, man. Y'all can't accept that. Okay? Y'all can't even act like y'all accept it. I don't get that shit. You don't accept the fact that you're a king. The Mashiach told us that we're gods, and you can't accept that. You don't want to accept that. You want to accept that you're a nigger. You want to accept the fact that you're a Negro. You want to accept that you're an African American. You're a Mexican, Guatemalan, blah, 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 blah. You would accept anything that the corporate name that they give you, put it inside the damn book. You will walk up to you. You want to piss somebody off? Next time they come to you and they call you black, say, look, and you actually wearing the color black, look and go, man, you really should go get a refund for your doggone time you spend in school because you seriously don't know the color. Okay? How the fuck, okay, is my skin the color of this doggone long sleeve sweatshirt I'm wearing right now? Okay? So clearly, what is black? So black is only basically, you know, I'm gonna call it black when it's convenient to the doggone people around me. I'm black when it's convenient to Esau, okay? But then this is black, you know, this is the color black I'm wearing, okay? So we'll get that black sweater or a black t-shirt. Oh, well, why? You are black. No, Muad is not black. Muad is a doggone, is a brown, okay? Brown. And you have our brothers and sisters who are from Latino tribes, okay? Hispanics and Latinos, even from the Southern Kingdom that are light skinned, okay? That are light brown, okay? Light brown, lighter shade of brown, okay? So it's astonishing. But like in the days of Noah, you had a lot of wickedness. People partying, they're ignoring the warning, they're ignoring the prophets out here like that. Like, why are you out here? Why are you suffering in the cold? You stand up out here and preach. Do you need the money or you need $1? Okay, hey, you know, they think that you have nothing else better to do. You're poor and you're miserable. And these are the same people, you know, crack me up. Because these are the same people that have a mortgage. They're still paying on a car. They still got like freaking amounts and tens of thousands of dollars in credit card debt and all kinds of freaking shit. And one paycheck away from being on the fucking street. But you got the freaking nerve to drive by and be proud. You don't know about the situation. Okay? Yeah. Okay? But the Lord is going to make that very obvious. Okay? Because he said, what? His servants will eat, his servants will drink and laugh while you people are catching hell and misery. Alright? Because, well, let's go into, I'm not going to go into second Esdras. That'll be a further lesson. But we know the second Esdras goes into what? Seditions amongst men. We're talking about, okay, like I look at my neighbors them and I look at them. While my neighbors, them, they look well off, and everybody, you know, and they're all like doing well. They're all well off. I still look at them with the doggone. I still look at them, and in my head, I know at some point in time, because they're in their comfortability. Do they get extra bottles of water? Do they have extra blanket? Do they have a generator or whatever case it is? Are they prepared for what second address 15 and when you talk about who are 16 even goes into? When you're talking about the fact that a shortage of food, a shortage of water, the power grid might be down. There's a whole lot of things that's going on as people start to like, okay, well, wait a minute. Like, for example, I brought up the lesson in concerning the layoff of the, it was like a town of 11,000 out there called Lexington, Kansas. In Kansas? Well, yeah, I think it's in Nebraska or something like that. I can't remember. But whatever. It's 11,000 people, and, you know, it's a place where it's pretty much 99% Edomites, you know, or 90%, 95% Edomites. So this is a cozy little town, and they had the, I'm quite sure way back in the day they were able to get Tyson Chicken to come out there, you know, farmland, all the space, to come out there and set up the processing plant out there. This processing plant gave jobs to basically 25% of the population, which probably is about, which they came up to like over 3,200. This is the amount that they said is going to get laid off the end of this month, the end of December. So January come, they're all out of a job. This is the largest employer in that town. So imagine, you think to yourself, okay, all eggs in one basket. You know, you ever hear the saying where they say, don't ever put your eggs in all in one basket. Okay, because if it falls, you lose all your eggs. And so this processing plant was the largest employer, and they're going out of business. Now, is that a surprise to us? It's not a surprise to us, because we read about the fact that there's one of the judgments that's coming to Great Babylon America is no work. No work, okay, lack of food, the beasts of the field, okay, and of course you have the sword is going to be the thing that's going to kick up with everybody mindset as desperation starts to set in. Okay, and of course we know the conclusion is going to be the end, the destruction of Great Babylon America. Now, as I said about the rain, like raining drops before the flood, these people didn't see this coming. So you can imagine they were all, you know, working, you know, together. Everybody probably know each other. 11,000 people in the town, you know, and the largest employer is closing down, representing 25% of the population. We know in most cities there's going to be more kids than adults. These people don't even have a clue what to do. But you actually look at where it's actually located. The closest town, the closest other major city is about a couple of hundred miles away. Okay, Omaha, it's Nebraska, I think it's Omaha. Okay, and they're struggling. So all these cities are struggling to actually with jobs. They're all, offices are closing, companies are laying off tech people in favor of building data centers that have AI. You have just the fact that they're going into robotic and just automation right now. So these people have a nightmare to think about. And these people, in the news when they was talking about it, the caption across the screen was, these people feel that it's the end of their life. So you see that? So when you have nothing else to focus on in life, and what little that you have going for you, or what you had going for you that was giving you a feeling of belonging, like having a job, having families, having people talking to you, you know, you're not alone, you know, you have a whole lot of people that you call friends, you know certain people, they call everybody their friends. Okay, now all of a sudden, okay, all of you are in the same boat where none of you now have a job. You're gonna see that little quaint little town out there become a friggin' doggone real hellhole for these people as they start to, as those mortgage bills start to come. Okay, as the heat is shut off in the middle of winter. The credit card, you know, they start using up all their credit card, you know, just to pay bills or try to sustain their mortgage as they hope something else will come along. Okay, with a town that doesn't have too much in it, then how much? If all of you are competing for some job somewhere, okay, and the town only has, doesn't have that much resources, there's only a handful of you that's going to get it, and this is going to create animosity because it's going to be like, why did Bob get that job and I didn't get that job, blah, 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 blah. And this is why it says Egyptians against Egyptians. You can look and you can start to look at the situation that is happening or has happened, that is going to lead to these people turning each other. So you got a town full of doggone Edomites. Sooner or later, as they start to lose their job, it's going to reveal that there are certain of them that might have extra money saved up, that might have prepared for a rainy day. Well, hey, you were friendly with all these other people during the time when everything was all good, right? So it's going to be expected that you're going to share some of your rainy day funds with these other people that are your friends or your family members. And at some point in time, you're going to have to say no. They're going to say no to each other, which is going to be like, okay, well, screw you, man. So you can see where that town, Lexington, is going to become a hellhole. So I'm going to keep following it. We're going to reveal it, because people look and they think it's hard to believe that these Edomites are going to turn on each other. Yes, they are. There are pockets of towns or communities here in Great Babylon, America, where it's just all Edomites. They never wanted a J to come around or whatever case like that. And the Lord is going to shut down their bread and butter, which is going to be the businesses in those towns that provide them with a job. And sooner or later, because it's a society that lives on credit and spend, and treat the flesh, the every doggone known thing, they're going to be caught up in that. And guess what's going to end up happening? They are going to turn around on each other. That is what exactly they're going to do. They're going to turn around and go and attack each other. They're going to do that. Okay? They're going to attack each other. Let's go into actually, when you go into Isaiah, this is the book of Isaiah. I like to bring this out because I've brought it out many times. This is Isaiah 3. Isaiah 3. And starting with verse 1, it reads, "For behold, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashai, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, and the wholesale of bread and the wholesale of water, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man, the counselor and the cunning anticipator and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes and babes to rule over them." You know what? It says, "And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The child should behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable." Okay, so you see right now, there's actually I actually engaged with some YN. I don't know if they were YN. I had to just call a young so-called black man a YN just because he has some tattoos, and they were behaving themselves, but they as we was walking, going off for dinner, they approached, and they had like boxes of chocolate, which I don't eat the kind of chocolate that's sold here in America. And they were trying to sell it, obviously trying to raise money. To me, that was better than them just trying to sell weed or trying to sell something else. So I ended up giving them a few dollars, but I didn't take the chocolate because I can't eat that level of artificial food. But people probably look at them and call them YNs. They were young, they had the little dreads and tattoo, but to me they were very cordial and very respectful. They were very cordial and very respectful. But that to say is Yahweh Shemashai is going to take away the stuff. You're seeing right now they're revamping the SNAP program. There's an article I just sent to myself in an email concerning the fact that right now there is, in the month of November, they're showing that a lot more so-called black women were laid off of their job, okay? And we know what kind of jobs they had. They had a lot of those diversity, inclusive type work and all kinds of stuff. And this is why that warning came for you women, to get in line, okay? And a lot of you are waiting till the very end. You think, oh, I can go sell my coochie, but nobody wants your coochie. Okay, black women, a lot of you women have AIDS and have STDs. Okay, that's a well-known fact. Okay, so nobody wants to buy your coochie. And if there's a whole lot of you thinking that you're going to go out there, let's say a couple million of you think you're going to just sell your coochie out there, then there's going to be a supply and demand. So basically, how much are you going to get? You're going to have to really lay on your back probably about 100 or 200 times a day in order to make enough money to make rent that month. All because right now, while you have the chance, you don't want to get more. You don't want to bow down. You don't humble yourself before men that are 9 to 5 or 8 to 4 or whatever the case is like that. That isn't some of your fantasy celebrity out there, which is like, come on, seriously. You know, that'd be like me when I was younger. I used to always say, man, I want Janet Jackson for my my wife. You know, these are fantasies. You know, why Janet Jackson? She ain't the prettiest woman out there, but you know, and she was what they were showing on TV and dancing and stuff like that. So yeah, you want Janet Jackson, man, or Paula Abdul. You know, Paula Abdul was way older than me. You know, when I was thinking about that. You know, but still, you know, although I kind of like Anita Baker, you know, back in the day. You know, she's much older now, but of course, I thought she was like more classy. And I liked her. I like how she was. Let's go. We talking about Jeremiah 16 and 16 and 7 or 16, which I always like to bring up because when you. In fact, let's read it, and then I'm going to talk for a second here. This is Jeremiah 16 and 16. Starting with verse 16, it reads, Behold, I will send many fishers, said the Lord, Yahweh Shemashai. They shall fish them, and after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain, from every hill, and out of the holes of the rock. We're going to not only hunt Esau, we're going to be hunting these doggone rebellious jakes too. Oh yeah. So at some point in time, I'm going to come back in those glorious bodies. And yeah, that's going to be a time when your house shot is going to say, you know what? Go get them. Go and have some fun. Y'all earn this. And we're going to be hunting you. Imagine, you ain't going to feel cold like this. You ain't going to body like this. You got a body like doggone Superman that actually going to die. When it's hot, you don't feel the heat. You don't feel the heat like that. Your body's cool. When it's cool, your body's heated. I mean, we don't exactly know, but we know we're not going to be mortal. Let's just put it that way, because everlasting life means what? Immortality. We're not going to be in these flesh. We're not going to be in these flesh. Okay? It says, "For mine eyes are upon all their ways; they are not hid from my face. Neither is their iniquity hid from mine eyes. And I will recompense their iniquity and their sin double, because they have defiled my land. They have filled mine inheritance with the carcasses of their detestable and abominable things." Okay? So, the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to recompense Esau. He's going to recompense Jake. Okay? Jake. The ones who kill all the prophets, the ones that spoke the season and said we were like, you know, we want robbers. Yeah. Prophet killers. And where we are right now is a lot of prophet killers. Walking on this earth today. They said, let his blood be on our children. But guess what? You are your children. You are your fathers. Okay? Y'all don't understand how that works. So you are suffering. You women now are getting thrown out in the streets. Your children is getting thrown out with you. Okay? Okay? You're being pounded down like doggone animals. Okay? All these things. These are all part of that. You said, let his blood be upon our children's head. You're getting it. You're getting it. But you don't understand it. Okay? It says, and Esau, you're going to get a double. It says, "O Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, my strength, my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity of things, wherefore there is no profit." Okay? So there it is right there. Okay? You'll get Edomites right now that are coming up and they're saying, basically, man, y'all are the true Hebrew, y'all are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. What y'all saying is true. Okay? And you get Hebrew Israelites, I mean, you get Edomites, or at least they look like Edomites asking for mercy. Through the Spirit, I believe if you look like an Edomite looking in the mirror, you just don't quite understand. If you're asking for mercy, if you believe this is the point to where you are asking to have mercy shown to you in the kingdom, and you're watching brothers every day, you're probably a Jake. Okay? Because only a Jake will have that kind of humility. Okay? Edomites are naturally proud. They're not going to bow down like that. They'd rather take the sword. Okay? If you've been around Edomites, you know they're very suicidal, and they will take the sword. So chances are, if you're doing that and you look in the mirror, you look at a so-called white person, and you are asking that, and you're concerned about that, and you're watching, okay, the teachers, you're probably a Jake. Okay? You're probably a Jake. Alright? Just hang in there. The Lord knows who's this. Just hang in there. Okay? Let's go. I want to close over Job 28, start verse 22. And it reads, actually, let's go back up and go. Let's start verse 18. It says, that which he labored for, he shall restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he hath oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away a house which he built not, which is exactly what we've gone through. Okay, all we've gone through is basically having everything that we've worked for taken from us. We've worked for nothing for 500 years under this man, and have nothing to show for it. And that's part of the judgment. Okay, we have the heavenly kingdom, so we basically built Esau's empire. What you see here right now, that is the glory of the Chaldees, that is the glory of the Edomite. Okay, that is the glory of the so-called white man, that is the glory of Esau, is what we built on our back. And we have not been shown any type of appreciation, gratitude. In fact, when it's all said and done, they show nothing but hatred and anger. And that is about to go to another level. You better believe it, Jake. And he says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desires, which is to rule over everybody like he's the power. He's not power, he's not God. Okay? There shall none of his meat be left, and therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Here it is right now. I just mentioned what, 3,200. Okay, probably about 3,100 of those were Edomites that I saw. That they showed. They showed a face in the town hall meetings. They were showing just all Edomites. Seriously, all Edomites. Out of a job. Out of a job. How much? They might get a little severance pay if that. Because Tyson food does still exist, so they can have a severance pay. That might be able to sustain some of them through the winter months. Then they get a little bit of unemployment out there. Unemployment checks per week is going to be what, maybe $200 to $300 if that. Then what? By summertime, it's all gone. Especially if they have mortgage, car payment, all the other different things that they have going like that. And you know that they like to live the life up like that. So these people are not prepared for how their life is going to be. That town is about to go down. And I'm using it as an example because you're seeing this all over the place. And it's happening in particular in these so-called white towns, or these Edomite towns. They're getting judged heavy. And it says, so they're gonna rise up. The poor is going to rise up against the government. They're going to rise up against the elites. It says, when he's about to fill his belly, power shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he's eating. Okay? So, while this belief thing that he's gotten all this control over people, you know, bringing the MOTB online, okay, I set up the life situation for people to be so bad that they have to bow down and take. We already know exactly what happens to people when they take the MOTB. They're going to get an infection that's going to kill them. Right now, I think I saw an article. I don't bring it onto a lesson for the simple reason it has the words. It has a C19 word in it. But they're talking about right now what they're finding is a lot of infants are dying. Those who got the job, they're now dying. So see, it wasn't worth it. At the end of the day, a lot of these people who had to work in these factories and work in these businesses were forced 5 years ago to roll up their sleeve and take the venom juice, and it was all for what? Just to have a few years of mirth, or to have a few years of assurance that you have a job. So they said if you don't take it, you will not have that. You will not have a work. Well, you know what? Many people walked away, did not bow down to the serpent juice, and they're just doing just fine. In fact, they're doing better. Okay, so these people are now going to get a double whammy. Not only do they have a foreign substance in their blood, but now they can't make ends meet. Okay, and that's how the Lord Yahweh Shai deal with the wicked. Oh, willing, the elect will satisfy their close, but give it all glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Shalom to the elect out there. Shalom.